What it do, flight crew? FTC. Flight team, stand up! You know it's February because FTC is legendary. We got interesting, so fresh, so clean video. Now you guys know that I'm a top tier sneakerhead, sneaker geek, whatever you want to call it. I had this actually linked to me by a couple of so freshly FTC members. I love the fact that you guys, even for like, as funny as it says in that parentheses in the title about a decade, for the last decade of these reacts, man, you always come with these rare and fresh and clean reacts, man. We have a channel called Not Your Average Finds. I think it's the first time I'm reacting to him. Now, this is called Drug Dealers by the Sneakers. Drug Dealer Sneakers by the Decade. Never sold a dope in my life and everything like that, you know, but I'm interested in seeing what they call the dope boy sneakers and everything from the decade and everything like that, man. Let's check it out.
Drug dealers have always expressed their wealth through their purchases. In fact, people with money in general buy luxurious things such as yachts, cars, homes, jewelry, NFTs, mamalonas, or whatever as a means to flex on people. It's pretty common knowledge that sneakers are often used as symbols of social status. For sneakers, this all started back in the late 70s and early 80s when the dope boys was the rock stars and pushing weight meant something else. But before they started working the corner in their dope sneakers, we gotta give some context into how...
Bro, he had a fire-ass fit, but why the pose like that?
But before they started working the corner in their dope sneakers,
it was fresh back
we gotta give some context into how the drug trade even arrived to that point. Drug trafficking in the United States dates back all the way to the 19th century. From opium to marijuana to cocaine, a variety of substances have been illegally distributed throughout U.S. history. During the mid-1800s, Chinese immigrants arriving in California introduced Americans to opium smoking. The trading, selling, and distribution of opium spread throughout the entire region. Opium dens, which were designated places to buy and sell the drug, began to crop up in cities throughout California and soon spread to New York and other urban areas of the United States, where you might find a dude laid out on the floor in a bow tie and pinstripe suit, big chillin', puffing on an ancient substance. Before long, Americans were experimenting with other drugs like morphine and codeine. Morphine was especially popular for use as a pain reliever during the Civil War, which caused thousands of Union and Confederate soldiers to become addicted to the drug. Fast forward to the Great Depression, and underground jazz clubs in Harlem were often filled with weed and booze thanks to the prohibition now being a thing of the past. Shortly after, the 40s and 50s ushered in the recreational use of heroin, and it ruined the lives of many jazz icons like Charlie Parker and Billie Holiday. At one point, Lady Day was spending the equivalent of $10,000 a week on drugs. It was getting bad, and as the decades
Bro, imagine in the 40s spending $10K a week on drugs, bro. Nah, you got a problem, dog. That's sad, man. That is just straight up sad, bro. Because you already know, 1940s, or this has to be the 40s. It's black and white. Like, bro, $10,000 at that time had to be at least, like, because of inflation, probably equivalent to at least 100 bands, maybe more. That is crazy, bro. That's just crazy, bro. Man, and I know there's probably people that even do that to this day, man. If you happen to catch this and you watch this video, man, stop. Invest into property, bro. Invest into something valuable for generational wealth. What are you doing? Dog.
Progressed, we saw nationwide drug abuse in the 1960s with the hippie movement, and then eventually arrived at the era of the pusher man, the 1970s, where our look inside the drug dealer sneaker closet begins. You see, up until about the late 1970s, drug dealers weren't really rocking sneakers. They was wearing pimp suits and heavy mink coats. Imagine pulling up to your connect's house and he opens the door like this, cane in hand and all. Sneakers in the 70s were actually worn by mostly poor people, and when wealthy people or affluent people wore them, it was usually just for like sport activities, recreational activities. The actual status symbols were these flashy suits, and that's what drug dealers actually wore. But at some point in the late 70s, the drug trade became a 24-hour operation, and entry-level street drug dealers began working the corners. And this is where the platformers and Stacey Adams boots were left behind for a more casual look. Not only could they not afford the flashy stuff, they were less obvious and more comfortable in bell-bottom jeans, Puma Clydes, and Converse. It's kind of
bro, it's crazy as heck, dog. A wise man told me back then, history always repeats itself, bro. Niggas went from the motherfucking jogger, went from baggy jeans to the damn joggers to the jerk era skinny jeans and then back onto the baggy jeans, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's never like, it's always important to never literally try to fit in and always try to be yourself, bro. Because you never know when history repeats itself, bro. Like,
more comfortable in bell-bottom jeans, Puma Clydes,
these are the same flare jeans niggas wear today.
It's kind of funny to think that the Puma Clydes made it on this list because they're the signature model of New York Knicks legend Walt Frazier, who is known for his 1970s Tips outfits. Too. Enter the 1980s, and the birth of sneaker culture and hip-hop paves the way for some of the most recognizable drug dealer sneakers to this day, the Gucci Tennis 84. During the early 80s, Gucci decided to create their very own version of the tennis sneaker, taking cues from the Adidas Rod Laver Super and similar silhouettes from that period. Gucci released an ultra-expensive alternative made in Italy with premium leathers and nylons, complete with the unmistakable Gucci bicolor detailing. The tennis shoe was intended for obviously rich people of the excessively materialistic 80s. The Gucci Tennis quickly became a status symbol of wealth and the most desirable sneaker for any hustler on the rise. Fun fact, Jay-Z's S. Carter's that he did with Reebok was heavily influenced by the Gucci Tennis 84. Really? And it's basically like 100% a ripoff of that shoe. But I think it makes sense, you know, Jay-Z growing up a hustler.
Bro, I remember when all those rappers in like the early 2000s had that Reebok deal, dog. I remember my old homeboy in 5th grade before he got expelled for strapping too much, fighting, whatever. He had the old G Unit Reebok, bro, and he would let me, bro, I don't know if y'all niggas did this back then. Don't judge, you know what I'm saying? Niggas ain't have money like that growing up. But, like, I say from, like, grades from, like, 4th to, like, probably 8th grade, me and my homies would do something like trade shoes for the day. And so, like, I would only have up to, like, 2 pairs of shoes that I could, like, wear through the year. I'll get 1 pair of shoes to start at the beginning of the year and then get 1 more pair of shoe to end me off to the rest of the year and Christmas. And so, like, you know, I would just, like, me and my homies would just, like, literally trade shoes. We'll bring our shoe we're wearing for the day. And it is funny because, like, I would have, like, a mixed match ass fit that I would be so thrown off from the shoe that I was wearing that day because I knew I was going to be wearing my homeboys kicks that day. Bro, I missed them. And not obviously missed the time, but it's just good times and everything like that. But yeah, I don't know. Please don't judge me for that. I used to do that shit back in the day. And he had them old, like, rapper style type of Reeboks, bro. That was really popular back then. Like, I think like every rapper from like 2002 and even like sports player like Iverson, you know, Iverson, I feel like made the Reebok world maybe a little bit like more mainstream and everything like that. But like, yeah, like ball players, like most rappers too, like had that Reebok collab. The biggest one was like, I believe was that G Unit and the Jay-Z definitely. But I remember my homeboy I used to trade shoes. I wore them like twice. I remember that. Wow, I feel like the flyest human being in the world. We had it was his shoes, but it was the red and white G Unit Reeboks, bro. I gotta cop those, bro. I want to see if they still sell those anywhere, bro. But that's crazy as hell. That's the shout to
Marcy Projects.
Reebok was on, bro. It's crazy, bro. Some of y'all that are like probably under the age of like maybe like 18 or something like that, bro. Or 21 maybe. Like, bro, Reebok at a point was probably more popular than like Jordan and Nike. Like, I say from like 2000 maybe 2 to like 6 maybe 7. Like, it was like Reebok, I feel like, low-key Adidas, and then Nikes and then Jordans. Because like, most of the Jordan releases back in the day, I feel like they was more exclusive and they were just like less in stores. So you couldn't like go to like GOAT.com. They didn't have a GOAT.com. I don't even think if eBay was created during that time period, it wasn't as what it is mainstream and shit like that. So it was really hard to come up like cross retro J's and shit like that, especially for a retail price. And like the Reeboks and like, I will say like the Air Forces was definitely, but like any other Nike shoes outside of that and everything, they definitely wasn't as popular, especially in like, you know what I'm saying, the hood or urban culture and shit like that because like the price wise and shit. But bro, Reebok was on top of the world at one point though. It's crazy to think about.
I like the S. Carter's better than the Gucci tennis shoes. The Bally competitions. Back in 1985,
I don't know what those are.
Slick Rick and Dougie Fresh released the song La Di Da Di Dee and gave us a peek into what was fly on the streets of New York.
Don't tell them play with nobody. Right?
Fresh dressed like $1,000,000, threw on the Bally shoes and the fly green socks.
Bro.
A quick glance dressed like $1,000,000.
Bro, the pirate face on, bro. I ain't gonna lie, this low key some drip right here, bro. Yo, that's funny.
$1,000,000. Threw on the Bally shoes and the fly green socks. A quick glance at the album cover, and you can see Dougie Fresh and the crew dipped out in Fila and Bally sneakers. A look that many people wanted in the 80s, but not much had the money to afford. Except, of course, if you were a crack-era drug dealer. Alright, the Fila tennis low. And
the Filas! Filas are a classic, nigga, and you know, nigga, I'm a real Fila wearer. Just go to my gram, nigga. It's probably like my 5th or 6th oldest pick. I got them Filas. I should have had that picture up there still, right? I gotta have. I'm gonna look right now, just so y'all know I ain't capping. Nah, I know I had them somewhere on the profile, bro. Filas is legendary, bro. That was like my entire year of 5th grade shoe, and I had like one more other shoe, the Reebok Classics. Yeah, the Reebok workouts, 5th grade, and the Filas was definitely like the main shoe. I have them. I would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's the 10th picture. That's the oldest picture in my IG. I had them high top Filas, bro. Forever I'll live Atlanta. I think that's what the abbreviation is, bro. Yo, if you think you too cool to wear Filas, or you say that Filas is trash, bro, dog, I cannot be cool with you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Dog, if you know how to properly fit, this is how I know you a real fashion icon and you a real sneakerhead, bro. If you know how to fashion Filas together, dog.
100.
Filas is the
Speaking
shit.
of Fila tracksuits, I know Fila was a big deal back in the day too. Fila was also producing tennis shoes, and these were actually attainable, unlike the Gucci stuff. From the Bronx to Harlem, you could see people imitating their favorite rapper or neighborhood hustlers in Fila velour and classic Fila heritage like the tennis lows and the Fila FX100. I remember Nacho once told me that Fila was like Gucci to him. Fila had clout back then, and I can see the upcoming dope boys rocking these for sure. The New Balance 990.
New Balances. This is another shoe I hate when niggas be trying to hate on, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is another. You can tell a nigga really don't have no type of swag, and they just a follower, bro. When they say New Balances is trash, I can maybe see if you say some Filas is trash, whatever. I'm gonna argue with that to the damn death of me, whatever. But bro, now you straight up say New Balances is trash. You don't have swag. You just a follower, bro. You know what I'm saying? There's certain New Balances, bro. If you fit them correctly, I promise you, you gonna pull anything you want, bro. And they also give you free game. You fit a damn fit with some shoes like this, dog, bro. A female really gonna ride for you for the long term, bro, because they gonna look at you like, yeah, you're not a follower, you a trendsetter, you like a. They look at you almost like that rare unlockable character. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving some niggas free. I should be making people pay for this damn free game, man.
The very first version of
but nah, New Balances
go
hard.
The New Balance 990 was the first sneaker to retail for $100, and over in the DMV area of the country, hustlers were taking note.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the DMV definitely like started the New Balance wave. You gotta give them credit.
First sneaker to ever reach a 3-digit price point, the dope boys had to have them. Thanks to the shoe's comfort and low profile, drug dealers preferred the New Balance 990 for spending long hours in the street attending to their customers. It's a hustler's classic to this day. Shout out to everybody who subscribed to the channel from the DMV. Pro-Keds. As much as the Converse Chuck Taylor is considered the footwear of choice for gangsters on the West Coast, on the East Coast, a lot of cats were wearing Pro-Keds, mainly because they were more affordable.
So he said for like in the early 80s or something, or 90s. So like, you know how the West Coast, like, they have more of like that Chuck Taylor like swag and everything. I guess this is like the East Coast Chuck Taylor version.
And the aspiring hustler didn't have the money to shell out for some Gucci 84s. In the 80s, Pro-Keds were a staple on the streets of New York, and it wasn't long before they seeped into hip-hop culture. Fun fact, co-founder of Rockefeller, Dame Dash, bought the rights to Pro-Keds back in 2004. Rockaware even released a collab with Pro-Keds, which I remember seeing everywhere in high school. Are Pro-Keds underrated? Let me know in the comments down.
I want to say I see maybe like 1 or 2 niggas wear these shits back in the day, bro. Because like certain shoes, like, you know what I'm saying? They just wasn't in my like time frame. Yeah, nah, like, especially like, because the worst like school, like in terms of just like bad wise and shit I went to during my period of time was like my middle school era was 6th through 8th grade. So like most of the niggas that was like the D boys or like, you know what I'm saying, in that lane, in that lifestyle and shit, they was wearing like the Reebok Classics. You know what I'm saying? You occasionally had the Filas, you had the Air Force Ones, of course. Like those were like the popular shoes and then you had the ones that if you were really, really getting it or you were like spoiled rich, you would have like retros and shit at like that middle school level if you didn't have like an actual job or whatever, like type shit. But like, bro, nah, I didn't like, and then also Fubu, nah, bro, I you know what's crazy? I'm actually really sad at how the downfall of Fubu went. I never owned any. I think I owned like a couple of Fubu shirts, but I never owned the shoes. But like, bro, now Fubu had niggas in a chokehold. I feel like in my 6th grade era, which is probably like 2004 to 2006. And no, I didn't repeat the season. I meant to just say like the era time frame where Fubu was popular from like where I was from and everything. But like, I feel like it peaked out maybe in like my 6th grade year. It was like the last year I seen niggas was rocking Fubu. But I don't remember those shoes.
All right.
Oh yeah. Come on now. You can't. Yeah. You got to have some Adidas in your Steer collection. The Shell Toe Adidas is a straight up classic.
Shoe on here, but really, it's all Adidas everything, from the Gazelles, the Adidas Top Den, to the Adidas Forum. These were all rocked by New York hustlers in the 80s. It was the next level up from Pro-Keds, and if you had the loot, you got to wear what was fly at the time, which was the Adidas tracksuits, jewelry, and most likely a fresh pair of Adidas Superstars. Peep these fire Diodoras that Nacho got for $20.
I thought those were Acers.
Anyways, this video is sponsored by Nacho Average Finds. That's right, we're sponsored Patreon. If you don't know what Patreon acts, the really video group members are, and for you guys, that would be easier for the Nike Cortez. Okay,
oh!
In the early 90s, the Nike Cortez was a common sight on the feet of cholos.
Yo, yeah, bro, that is exactly how he just said it in a way right there. It's crazy because like in like Florida, at least where I was from, like growing up, like people that like had the like Cortez and everything like that, it was exactly like the word he like repeated and everything right there. And then like I noticed like when I moved out to like the West Coast, like anybody that's like mostly active and stuff like rocks these types of shoes and shit and everything. And so like it's crazy like seeing the like the difference of stuff from like the South or Southeast Coast, whatever you want to say, to like, you know, the West Coast and everything. But bro, I ain't gonna lie, I feel like the Cortez is definitely slept on. I never owned a pair of Cortez in my life. But I always feel like the shoes was underrated. If you like keep them clean and you add like some solid, like especially like a matching like khaki like suit like that, a matching like Dickies suit, and everything like that with the Cortez, bro, swag on like
that was causing trouble in the streets. And in gangs, oftentimes drug operations were run by petty criminals who ran the distribution of the gang's drugs business. It was also sported as a way to signal allegiance to a certain gang by way of the colorway of the shoe. There were navy blue nylon pairs, black and white pairs, and blood red Cortezes. To this day, I don't think I'd feel comfortable walking around certain parts of LA with this sneaker on.
Bro, bro, he's super smart. You gotta be careful wearing that shoe, bro. If you're not in that lifestyle, like certain like shoes, like you can take a risk and rock them shits and everything like that. But like I feel like with the Cortez, what shout out to the man X Xavier. He's a funny ass amazing YouTube channel, up and coming and everything. But I remember he was having a series back in the day of like your press ratio. Like if you was like out in like Cali or LA or whatever, if you like rock a certain hat, nigga, if you rock those shoes, I'm not even gonna lie to you, at least on the West Coast or whatever, or maybe even certain parts of the East Coast, correct me if I'm like right or wrong or whatever, bro, nigga, you asking to get pressed, bro. Especially like if like let's say like you wearing like a certain colorway and your clothes is matching that colorway too, it's like you asking for trouble. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
The Reebok
but those shoes is clean though. Like personally to me, I probably wouldn't like, I'm not trying to be scary now, probably wouldn't wear them just to avoid, you know what I'm saying, like any type of press ratio. But yeah, I always felt like the Cortez was a nice shoe if you knew how to put together a fit with them.
And the
Reebok Classics, bro. This right here, this is another shoe right here. If you try to sit up in here and say that's just garbage, bro, we cannot be cool ever a day in life, my nigga. I own Reebok Classics, my nigga, probably from shit as young as 2nd grade to up to 7th. And I probably stopped rocking them in like 8th grade and shit. Maybe, yeah, 8th grade, I say. But no. I was the king of the Reeboks. I had the Reebok workouts with the straps. I had these low cut right here. It's black and whites. I had these right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they was all affordable and cheap. $20 to $40, $60. Sometimes if you go in the stores and everything at the right times, they'll be like 2 for $40 and shit like that, bro. You cannot go wrong with Reeboks, bro. Especially if you know how to put on the decent fit. Fuck it, bro. Like, bro, you can have this like, see, like the normal fit I was rocking like with these Reebok classes back in the day, I would probably rock like a little, like a Dickies khakis or like some like Levi's jeans, like with a white or black tee. You know what I'm saying? With the classics can never go wrong, bro. It's a complete, you know what I'm saying?
The Reebok Classic and the Reebok
it's a classic, literally, no pun intended.
Were all popular sneakers on the streets all throughout the 80s and 90s. Not only were they fly, but they were literally the definition of a sneaker. These shoes were so low-key that it was easy to be sneaky in them, especially the black pairs. Some even came equipped with gum bottoms, which made them perfect for withstanding the long hours out on the block. These two sneakers are no question a dope boy essential. The Nike Air Max 90.
Dog, this shit's crazy. I had the Solar Red edition. Look it up, bro. I had the Solar Red edition. It was Solar Red, white, and then black, bro. And I wore them my entire, like, fucking 11th grade year, bro. I remember my uncle, before he went off to, like, the Navy military, like, service and everything like that, bro. He got me some kicks for, like, the school year, bro. But, nigga, I don't know how many days is in the school year. I'm gonna just, what is it, like, 200 days? When you got to go to school 150 days, I don't even remember. Nigga, no bullshit. I wore these over 100 days in the school year. Like, bro, every fit, bro, I wore this shoe out like it was out of style, bro. Nike Air Max 95s is a classic, bro. And, like, if you really know how to put a fit together, bro, hey, you know what I'm saying? You can make something happen, bro. I'm serious. These is a classic.
Highly sought after by your local dope dealer. For real, the OG colorway is iconic. Trust me, I would know, bro. I was on the block. This sneaker was so infamous in certain cities like London that the UK police force literally listed the Air Max 95's footprint as its second most recorded footprint on crime scenes.
Really? Nah, that's crazy talk.
As for the #1 sneaker on that list, the Nike Air Max Limited. These were released.
Yeah, I've seen them shoes around though, but I never owned them.
In 2002.
I think though, actually, I just started owning these shoes like a year ago, and I got the off-white ones. It's like the beige and whatever, but I never, back in the day growing up, I never had these shoes.
And they're supposed to be kind of like an evolution of the original Air Max 90. They feature a massive 270 air bubble in the heel, and for some reason this sneaker, the Nike Tailwind 4, and the Air Max TN are all highly sought after by criminals in countries like the UK and Australia. The Air Max TN specifically.
Bro, no bull. This is probably one of the top 5 dopest cars I've ever seen a day in my life. This right here is some heat right here, dog. Yo, that paint job is so fire, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to you. That shit is hard, bro. This is creative right here. This is creative right here. What is this, a Mercedes? What type of Mercedes class is that, dog? Nigga, this shit is cold, bro. This is real creativity.
Is basically Australia's Nike Cortez, off limits. Unless, of course, you're pushing weight and jacking cars, man. The Nike Air Force One.
Classic. Who doesn't have these shoes? Everybody in the world has these shoes.
Fresh, crisp Nike Air Force Ones. Look, we all love the Air Force One, and we all wore the Air Force One. But it all started with the hustlers on corners in New York neighborhoods like the Bronx and Harlem. Originally designed by Bruce Kilgore as a revolutionary basketball shoe, the silhouette quickly moved.
Nah, hey, I ain't gonna lie. You different if you playing Air Forces, bro. That's the automatic, like, big toe scratcher, nail, ingrown nail starter, bro.
Kid. To the streets.
No bull,
It was
bro.
favored by drug dealers as the crack epidemic tore apart East Coast inner cities. Dipset's Jim Jones put it like this. Air Force One was the first drug dealer's dream. By the early 2000s, the Air Force One became a pillar of the dope boys dress code. Fun fact, while not so much a drug pusher sneaker anymore, the Air Force One in an all-black colorway might indicate that you're ready to do some dirty work. The black Air Force One has been...
It's crazy, bro, how the stereotype, like, came around, bro, because, like, nigga, back in the day, when I first got my hands on Air Forces, especially like me being me, having to only have up to 1 or 2 pairs of shoes throughout a school year, bro, I always chose like mostly like the black type of style shoes because it would get less dirtier. Because the type of person I am, I was in the sports world too. So like some certain days, like if I didn't have my hoop shoes with me or I had my cleats, bro, I'm hooping them or footballing, you know what I'm saying, in my Forces or just any other shoes or whatever like that, bro. It's like I always had like the black Air Forces, probably 80% of the time. I'll rarely get like the white Forces. You know, I obviously know the white Force is cleaner, but bro, them things be getting dirty, dog.
And for good reason.
Like even like nowadays, bro, like if I get like white Forces, like I don't wear them more than like 2 or 3 times until I just like either just leave them on like the side of like a convenience store or just like some mall or some shit like that, or throw them away or something, or just give it to Goodwill or something, because like, bro, they just get dirty too fast. Like black Air Force, you can keep them for like a year. They'd be solid.
All right.
Probably
as
more.
we wrap up this video, I'd like to say thank you to all the OGs in our sneaker enthusiast Facebook group. Many of which actually live these eras and were kind enough to share their opinions and thoughts on the subject of this video. If you'd like to join this private sneaker Facebook group.
All right. And man, shout out to Not Your Average Finds. Very nostalgic and interesting video and everything like that. Hey man, comment down below if you owned any of these sneakers throughout your lifetime and tell me your story about what any of these sneakers meant to you.